Today we're going to be looking at some IMI magazines. These are magazines that are produced in Israel by Israeli military industries. I purchased these both at Our Guns in Carpentersville, Illinois, and the great people there were very nice. And these cost $10 a piece, and one is an AR magazine and one is an AK magazine. And for comparison purposes, I brought out a Magpul AK magazine and the industry standard, the Magpul Gen 2 AR magazine. Okay, I thought we'd begin by disassembling the new IMI AK magazine. Let's take a closer look at it. Here is the stamp on the bottom saying it's IMI. And it says IMI Defense. And it's got kind of a circle around it. And it says 7.62 by 39. And it is black. There is no steel in here. I've already run a magnet over it, and the only steel is the spring. The fowler is plastic, and the locking lugs are plastic, as are the lips. So let's take that apart and take a look. There we go. Powerful spring. Okay, plastic follower, plastic base plate. Okay, let's take a look at our Magpul for comparison purposes. Okay, we have a plastic follower, a plastic base, and a coated spring. As you can tell, the spring on the IMI magazine is much longer. Isn't that interesting? Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at the AK magazines. I'm going to take apart the Magpul AR magazine. Plastic, plastic, and plastic. And here is the IMI magazine. Plastic, plastic, and plastic. And the spring is a little bit longer in the IMI magazine. It has a green follower and it's anti-tilt, as you can see, just like the Magpul. So they're very similar. Spring's a little bit longer in the IMI magazines. Interesting. Again, the plastic seems to be roughly about the same quality, I would say. I'd say maybe the Magpul AR magazine probably a little bit better plastic. It has a little better grip to it, stippling wise and feel. But the IMI magazine seems to be pretty good. I've only found these at one place, and that's at Our Guns in Carpentersville. I was recently there and visited with the nice people there, and we shared some old stories because that's one of my old haunts from about 20 years ago when I was very, very much into guns, more than I was even now. So they've really changed, they've really grown, they've got quite a facility there, and they've got quite an online presence too. But getting back to the AK mags, this is the Magpul, and this is the IMI. And you can see how long that spring is compared to that one. I mean, it's really longer. I'm actually impressed by that. I usually don't open these up until I go on camera because I want to be shocked, and usually I am sometimes with some of the things I find. So the shock you hear in my voice is actually quite genuine. And I would say that this plastic is thicker and heavier than the Magpul plastic. It's a little bit. This got a little bit of give to it. This is tough. I mean, this is not going anywhere. So it's a little bit heavier. You can hear, you can hear the difference. A little bit heavier. It's a little bit thicker, a little heavier. So again, $10 versus like $12, $13, $14. These are very good mags. They work great. Next thing we'll do when I put these back together is I'm going to put them in the rifle and we're going to see how they fit. Okay, I'm going to take my Ruger AR-556, which I have mag pulled out. and we're going to try our different magazines and see how they fit. Now this is the magazine that actually came with the gun from Ruger, and it's a Magpul PMag Gen 2, 30 rounds. Fits very well, no real shaking. That's the ring on the sling here that's making the noise, but other than that it seems to be very tight and drops free. So that's pretty good. Let's see here. That seems to lock up really nice, and it drops very nice. Which I've noticed with the Ruger, we tend to be a little magazine sensitive with this rifle. So this is a good one. This magazine is actually going to work for us. In a couple more videos, I've got one other magazine that I picked up at a gun store, and it also has some problems dropping free and fitting in the magazine well. So we'll go into that one in the next video. But until then, we're going to focus on these two. Okay, so that's good. So we like our IMI AR magazine for 10 bucks. Pretty nice. Okay, next thing we're going to focus on is our AK magazines. And excuse the fumbling here. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our, this is a milled receiver. This is an AK-63D from Century Arms. And we're going to put a Magpul in there. And as you can see, there is no essential shaking or wobbling. It fits very nice and tight, and I can tell you that it works very well. Okay, we're going to remove our magazine. There it goes. And we're going to put in our IMI magazine. Okay, put it in. Okay, there's a little wobble in this. Now this is a milled receiver, so I think the tolerances would be arguably a little tighter with a milled receiver than with a stamp receiver. So I would expect that we would see any issues first with a stamped receiver more than a milled one. But this one is a little loose. I haven't had a chance to fire it yet at the range, but I think it's good enough for range use. It's not, you know, a $40 Circle 10 Bulgarian, but for 10 bucks, I don't think you can go wrong with this. I think it's worthwhile. And we're going to take that out. And we're going to put our Magpul back in. And again, the Magpul doesn't wobble and it doesn't shake, so there's something to be said for Magpul. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.